Welcome to Dicko's Mailbag.
The Mailbag, powered by puntingform.com.au. Should we get angles right? We good? Yeah. New phone, new setup, so hopefully the sound's alright. If it's not, we apologise, but we've tried. So just appreciate that we're here trying to help you find winners and each other find winners. We're both using puntingform.com.au sectional pro form subscription. If you're thinking about getting deeper into your form through spring when the good horses come back and you can't help yourself, now's the time to try it, definitely.
Yeah, I can't really do form without it. It's definitely turned my punting around.
A couple of tweaks this week too to the setup, and a few more tweets coming out from social media there at punting form.
Yeah, it's all happening from punting form. It's a controversial layout there. I don't know what to say. I'll probably have to bring Shane in front of the stewards later, be myself. Punters don't like change, but the data's that good that I'll adjust. So Moonee Valley this week, good 4 with 23 millimetres of rain till Saturday. It should drain okay with the rail true. How do you think the track's been all played last time?
Look, we've got to do the track we've got to assume the track's going to play fair.
Yep.
Moonee Valley early on, I think you want to be on pace. Moonee Valley normally you want to be on pace. I think throughout the day that might change. I might want to get off, but you need to be making a run at Moonee Valley well before the corner.
Momentum track as much.
Big momentum track. Yeah. Great track to bet at. Really excited to get there. And before we forget, Goat Lager. Apparently there's $10 6 packs going around. I don't know if that was.
It's giving it away, isn't it? Say.
I don't believe it.
Yeah.
They're a $20 6 pack, and so they should be.
Yeah. I mean, I like this as a drop. The goat. I actually really like the Mountain Goat Steam Ale. Someone on Twitter had a bit of a chat about what beer they like, and I think Mountain Goat Steam Ale is very sessionable and one of the best beers in Australia, if not
sessionable.
If not, well, you can have responsible drinking, but 6 or 8 of them. Whereas like a Stone and Water, I could probably only have 2, and then I'm done. It's too sweet.
I had about 12 of these last night.
Did you?
Well, I won a lot of money yesterday. I was very excited when I got home, and me and Em's knocked back a few. Well, she knocked back about 2.
Does she? That's good that your missus drinks beer. I love that.
Well, she's still breastfeeding, so I don't know if we're going to get in trouble. But this is an organic drop straight out of the Yarra, so yeah. I think it's sweet. The boy's big and thick and strong.
Yeah, he's got a big melon.
It's off the charts. Yeah, I don't know where he gets it from. Anyway,
in the races.
Yeah, yesterday was good. We're seeing well for the products. If you're interested, head to themailbag.com.au. We're going to kick through now and preview this meeting. 9 races, some really nice races, some pretty talented horses stepping out here. This is the meeting where you can find good horses that head towards Caulfield Cups and much better races than these. Race 1, 1500 metres, 3-year-old, small field, speed, Scooty.
Go Waterhouse's Echo Lad, Chet Targai from the Wide Gate, I've probably mispronounced that. The Holy One with Linda, you assume it rolls forward. It's probably going to be posted, which is a big concern for me. Conqueror's out wide also, and then High Talk, the long shot will probably kick up on the fence, and that's sort of, I guess, the first 5 in running. Have you got anything here on this race?
All I've got here is it's a pretty tough race. I have not yet found an angle. I don't think the Holy One should be favourite though. I think it was pretty blessed last start. I'll be looking to bet around it for sure. It's going to be my lay of the day. The Holy One I don't think will start anywhere near 3:30. I think it'll get out sort of north of 4. Conqueror and Skiddaw, the 2 that stood out to me as the stronger form lines.
Yeah, I don't really like the race, but I think the Holy One's too short. That'll be my lay of the day for later on. I think Linda might get posted, and if they go too quick, it might suit horses like Conqueror or Power Scheme, which was gelded. Echo Lad might give a good kick with really big odds. I sort of wanted a gear change there though, so it's probably a place chance at best, but that's about it for the race.
Right, race 2, 600 metres, benchmark 78. Junipel gets T.O. Nugent this time, $3.80. Lorimian, $4.60. Fred Kersley. 5 Kingdom, Mzara, $9. Here to the Throne, B, Money, Bags, Melon, $6.50. There's actually a fair bit of variation here in the odds, which is fascinating, given they've been up for a day. Along with the rest, speed here, I thought, let's not even bother. Good luck.
Yeah.
It's chaos.
Absolute chaos.
You can't bet into this race, I don't think yet. And there's a stack of horses here, like Lorimian, I think profiles really nicely to run a nice race here. But Fred Kersley in a Saturday race in the city at $4.50, It's not responsible for me to suggest that you bet on the horse.
I agree. I'm usually a Fred free zone, or I'm really desperate if I'm sort of starting to back him. I thought it was a really good run.
Fred
last start
on a
the line.
Thursday at like Seymour. I'll have a bit of that.
Yeah, but not on Saturday. Maybe the
early September at the Valley.
Yeah, and especially car crash race. Lots of thinking done. Yeah, look, I'm not convinced that I want to be with him. I thought the other runner from the same race at big odds in this one is probably Wenner. It's around $26. It's got Ben Allen. He can sit just in behind the speed, whatever that sort of is. So it'll be probably first half of the field. It'll be off the fence. It'll be out of traffic. If there's too much rain and the inside sort of chops out, or if it's not the place to be, I just thought it hit the line really well. Looking at the tapes, and if you got like horses like Jernapel and Lure Me In at around 460 and 390. Go back to your tape and watch Wenner. And you'll think like at $26, I think it's a fair bet.
It's a race where you kind of shouldn't bet, but when you talk about it, you kind of want to find an angle because there's so much percentage taken up by horses that need to be ridden really well that probably won't be.
Yeah.
I thought two that stood out were Silent Roar, I like the form line, and Five Kingdom gets blinkers. It was pretty good behind Age of Chivalry last start, but it's drawn 18. It normally goes back. It's got the blinkers on. I don't know if it can go forward the way the race shapes up on Thursday afternoon. With a few scratchings, I'll get a little bit keener Five Kingdom, but Silent Roar is probably the one each way I'm suggesting on Thursday. We'll head now to race 3, Scooty, and that is a 2,040 metre race. We've got King of Leo Grants, $3.10, Kentucky Breeze, $3.50, Algalale, $6, and Inverloch, $7.50. Along with the rest. Speed map looks pretty simple here.
Yeah, I've got horses like Inverloch, Kentucky Breeze, Brigadier pushing forward. Big Blue from out wide, and Sylphide might kick forward also. And the Lloyd Williams horse, King of Lee Grants, I think it was restrained a little bit last start, and I think it can sit forward or a little bit closer from barrier 3.
I think it can sit wherever it wants with Ollie on. It was slaughtered last start. The ride versus the shape of the race, the tempo of the race was awful. It was in the worst growing at Caulfield. The day was on pace suited, and the fence is probably the best place to be in the straight. It was the widest horse cornering. It clocked really nice splits home to step up 2,000 metres. It gets Darmanin off, Ollie on. The horse that it was much stronger than with a much worse run was
Captain Cook.
Captain Cook, who was very good last week. I think this horse is a complete and utter moral.
Yeah, what do you make of the other Lloyd Williams galloper, Douglas MacArthur, with Benny Mellon on? Is that a horse that probably needs the run under the belt, or looking for further? Or
I'm getting Ben on's a tick again, but I think of Lloyd's two, this is the one that profiles just a bet for me. Like, I think it'll start $2.10, $2.20, maybe even shorter. I don't know how.
Let's just call it evens, will we?
Yep. Well, I'm keen to bet. Like, really keen to bet. It's going to be a big bet for me.
Yeah, I just thought two horses that are probably going places and have the most upside were Douglas MacArthur and definitely King of Legions. It sort of stands out as a runner for me, just given how negative the tactics were early. I think it'll push much closer and be hard to hold out.
Righto, race 4, 1,200 metres, benchmark 84, Hort Brionher,
Yeah.
270. Victory Kingdom $5, Mystery Love $6, Fabric $6.50, Toe Fame Tafani $7.50, along with the rest. Speed here, Scooty?
Yeah, I thought Hutbrun will kick up from barrier 3.
You got it leading.
Well, no, I think it'll kick up, and then we're probably working from home, and Victory Kingdom will probably try and cross it, so it probably sits. Well,
I think it's going to sit in the 1-1 because Ray's Dream's got good speed too.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I don't think it wants to. Yeah, if Ray's Dream doesn't push up, he could sit right behind the leader. And I know when it's railed through, the worst position to be in, especially behind a 40-1 chance like working from home. If Hutbrun Her ends up behind working from home as the leader, I'd be laying that horse after the first couple of 100 metres. I think a horse like Victory Kingdom sets up really well. It looked like a barrier trial for me the other day. If you look at last time that it went to this track over 1,200 metres, I think it went really well.
I went real quick in that race at Caulfield, so it could be a really good platform to be strong here.
Yeah, I agree.
They're giving it 3 weeks between runs to make it sort of which is a nice thing.
Yeah, so I got beaten by.
It could go the other way too.
Yeah, like it looks a target race to me. So it was like, I think it was Embrace Me and just having a look at the Typhoon Tracy. So it narrowly got beaten there, and then it went to the Cuny, and it was like Spanish Whisper knocked it off there. So it goes well at the Valley, and I think being outside horses suits it as well because it's got that big action.
Look, I thought the real Beal outside the market here, ex-Kiwi, first up in a decent race for a stable I love, especially in the city. And Gladrat Benny Mellum is on. Trialled pretty well at Cranbourne, showed a bit of speed.
Yeah, behind Miss Cisco, yeah.
Miss Siska and another decent one, I can't remember what it's called. But Tarwin was in that trial. There's a good horse in that trial, and it was as strong or stronger than them.
Yeah, it looks a knockout.
The rain shouldn't stop it. The only net knock is the map.
Yeah.
But at the price, $34, sports bet. If you're lucky enough to be able to get on with those. No, sorry. $34. It seems a good price for me for this horse. It's the right sort of setup to be a pretty smart horse, and sort of one of the horses that comes out of this meeting is like a bit of an up and comer.
Yeah.
Victory Kingdom, tick, tick, tick. Hort de Braun brings really strong Sydney form. I try to be against it, but it maps really well. The form's pretty strong from Sydney. Can't knock it. I think working from home's almost an each way bet here. But it'll be definitely around the mark for me from the yard if the track starts to show a certain pattern and I don't want to be wide or I don't want to be inside. If I didn't want to be wide and I thought the rail was good, I'd definitely be having some work from home, who comes from the same race as Victory Kingdom, so you're still getting about the same SPs. But I'm really keen to see the real deal, and I think I'll probably have a bet before I get there.
Yeah, I'll be on Victory Kingdom, and I'll make sure that the real deal's a winner for me. I thought Fabric was a touch of unders, even though the horse seems to be going okay, but it's just too short for that race.
Race 5 is loading. Do you want to do a speed map? Race 5, mate?
Cheerleader will push forward. Sassy Salatage will go forward. Probably not a huge abundance of speed here, so it may allow the back markers to sort of get into it. Tarry will draw inside and meeting defence, and Westport will be thereabouts also.
Pretty fascinating race, isn't it? Like, Cheerleader, excuses last start. Sassy Salatage, like, it's got Carmen Sandiego form for the punters at home now. That's Mitch Friedman's horse that Pete Anthony's is in. It's an exciting little prospect, Carmen, and it was beaten by Snap Dancer, who was beaten by Sassy Salatage, who then came out and won on Saturday. Interesting setup, good stable. Tayarif, excuses last start. Now those three are going to be on pace there or thereabouts. If it's on pace, they're going to be suited. Outside of that, I don't see how anything beats Accelerates. The SP's a bit of a, but it's drawn 4, lob wherever it wants. I think it gets Willow.
Yeah, like
it's a perfect Willow ride.
Yeah.
The horse doesn't have heaps early speed, so he doesn't have to slow it down. He just finds it, he gets in his rhythm.
Yeah, and Willow rides the Valley exceptionally well. I think he's one of the best Moonee Valley riders. Damien Lane, obviously.
Well, he's a champion.
Really
he's a champion. He rode Caulfield awfully last week.
He'll bounce back.
That's what I mean. Like,
he will bounce back. I thought like it was just. I backed it last start. Exhilarates at $7 at Caulfield. It was a brilliant run. I thought the stablemate Pinsec went really, really well. It's now sort of barrier 1 and buried, so it'll just need those inside splits. And if you look at races like the Manicato and other races over 1,200 metres at Moonee Valley, sometimes you can see that those 1,200 metre split runs actually are really well suited, and sometimes it's really hard for horses to make ground off that from that 1,200 metre start.
It took a while.
Yeah, that happens a lot. So if the gaps come and there's a few peel off the fence, Pinsec I think is the danger. But you're getting $8 and the stablemate's the obvious. Sassy Salatage, I was kicking myself I didn't find it last race.
Personally, I'm cheering it. The better it goes, the more confident the Carmen might be half alright.
Yeah, I'd be no bet at this stage. I think the market's well found.
Race 6, we'll do the odds as we find a horse to talk about, Scooty, because the dynamic's gone down on me.
I just want to pull you up here. Just there's a little.
What have I done?
Well, you got a script. Like usually you just off the cuff and.
Because I'm trying to be more professional as I get towards bigger spring races. I'm trying to bring a bit of professionalism to the brand.
No ad lib, and you just can't not off the cuff. I thought.
Well,
you
these
did
are
best work.
actually my notes that I write. Not as nicely written as these that I have on my sheets now.
Yeah, like, do you think that the show might become a bit vanilla and a bit mundane? And
Well, not with you and Walshy on it.
okay,
And when we don't have Walshy on, he's trying to tweet like misogynist fucking feral shit. Thank you, Jonathan. Unfortunately, we're not going to read out your tweet because it was feral, but the saddest part of that probably tweet is that I don't think either of them would be interested in him.
yeah, I'm not going
Short croc wearing fisherman.
He's a hunter and gatherer.
Yeah, a hunter and gatherer.
He's a bushman. He's a wild man.
Oh, it's a shit.
Anyway, get back to the script. Sorry.
Race 6, speed map. Or
Race
speeds.
7. Race 7, the McEwen.
No, race 6. Vanderpoor and that.
Oh shit! I've jumped ahead, haven't I?
I'll do the speed map for race 6 if you want.
So I've been a little bit vague. I've had an ear infection and I'm back.
We're here about the liquid in the ear.
Oh, it's still it's liquid in the ear. You wouldn't believe it.
Race 6, Tavisan, Tashanti, Oak Door and Fell Swoop sort of make the speed. Vanderpoor, the inevitable, and Runson sit off it. Then Spirit of Valor, Widgie Turf, Man from Uncle. Deprive, I think, is going to be back and buried. And Fastnet Tempest, who trialled in the same trial as the Real Beal, probably brings up the rear. Now, I thought Tavisan, Vanderpoor, and the Inevitable had favourable maps here. Fell Swoop will be dictated to by the way the track's playing. It's going to be on the fence. It might be in the coffin. I like the way it trialled in Sydney. I think it can improve off. I think like the fact Ben Mellon's chosen to get on this horse, I assume. Maybe this is a horse that had a pretty good rap on it. Trials were good. Track play key for it, as the same for Tavisan. I think Vanderpoor's the one that's big odds in the race, and I think Inevitable's the most likely winner. So I'll be probably getting something out of the Inevitable. I want to see it parade. It was reasonably forward at Flemington, but the form line is outstanding for this race. Tavisan, although it's been running really well, is stepping up in grade here. And there's good speed. There's 4 horses that can contest the lead. I think Vanderpoor, if Walker just lets those pythons loose a little bit and this thing lands sort of near a midfield, no worse than midfield, it's big odds.
I agree with most of what you've said there. Just to add, I guess, a little bit of different content to what you've just said. I thought Oak Door would be better suited back out to 1200 metres here.
The Gladrap gets off. Liam Gallagher, Ben Mellon, is off. You should have seen him yesterday. Just walked down and just... He's the best ever.
I thought Spirit of the Law was a chance with Mark Zara as well at odds.
SP profile's strong in that.
Yeah, I thought it was an okay run last start. Deprive is, you're a big one for switches, so arcing off, D Oliver on Deprive, nothing there for you. It's just been.
I think arcing's good, and I just. It might end up being a good thing that it's got to go back.
Yeah.
But if the fence is on, it's fucked because it's going to be drawn through and have to go around them.
Yeah, with splits.
But it needs an Oliver Peach, which it well may get, but at the price, I think versus the map, it's not a good bet.
Yeah, I think it's a really tough race. I feel a little bit sorry for Fell Swoop still going around. He'd be getting dizzy, and Man from Uncle have missed the boat there too. But
Man from Uncle, imagine going from weird to.
Yeah.
Man from Uncle's a horse of good ability.
Once upon a time.
Race 7, Scooty, it's the Middies McEwen Stakes. So 1,000 metres is a Group 2 weight for age race. I've got the speed here. Eduardo, Merrill, Fatner, Ashlaw and Miss Leonidas, even Innkeeper, could all try and lead here. This is a ferocious tempo. The rest further back. I have done a little write-up for this race if you would like me to read that out.
Oh, well, look, I sort of... I skipped a race, and now you've sacked me from the speed map, so that's noted.
Noted?
So now I can't even read the speed map out anymore. So I might as well talk about the race. I thought penning fence okay. I thought 1,000 metres in the McEwen. This looks like a race for a horse like Eduardo. I remember, a long time ago when Lankan Rupee used to just get out and just go like the clappers at Moonee Valley. And I can just see Eduardo doing that. I know that Fartnard's sort of outside it and can pressure it. Really, really confident he's going to be in the finish, Eduardo. Booker, very short, $5. I just think she's not at her best in spring. She might just get in season a little bit. Bonza Way was great. I think it's going to have its admirers, but and even a horse like Prophet's Thumb, I'll have to go through its trials. That's probably the chance. But if the money comes hard for Eduardo and it's not soft in the market, Could be moral. What do you think? What do you disagree?
I don't agree, but I agree with the last bit. It hasn't trialled, and it's a horse of great ability, but it's going to be war up the front. I don't want to be with any of them. Apart from 2000, this is from the punting form. If you go to puntingform.com.au, I don't even know what level you need. They do the race, the good race. What are they called? We're talking about today. They preview the race.
Oh, the feature race report. Feature race reports, punting form that are on the hub for free. So just to sort of like sample.
When I was looking at the feature race reports to get some guidance from Shane Baker and Heath and listen to them, they're smart.
Yeah.
Apart from 2016, proper Group 1 horses win this race.
Yeah.
At big figures.
Yes.
Nature Strip was off 42 days.
Yeah.
Russian Revs at start off 119 days, and before that Chautauqua. Now Wild Rain won in between there.
Yeah.
But no good.
Yeah.
There's enormous speed here early,
Yeah.
so you'd expect the overall figures are going to be large.
Yeah.
Now which horses here can run that? Eduardo
Booker.
can. Booker has.
Yeah. Bonds away
has.
Yep.
Booker and Bonds Away are going to be suited by this ridiculously fast early tempo, and one of them is probably going to run over the top of them. The Booker's going to need to pick runs and be very, very well ridden.
Yeah.
The great man's on it. He's jumped it out himself, I reckon.
Yeah.
I'm watching the tapes there. It jumped out with Fat Nar, the last one. I thought it was better than it, just.
Mm-hmm.
But then the map makes me want to be harsher on Fat Nar, who's a horse of ours. We love Fat Nar at the mailbag, but I think Booker and definitely Bonds Away are the two that shape the best to win this race, and it's going to be a hugely fastly run, big figure race.
It's a real beauty. The interesting, like the Oakley Plate. If you have a look at that race, that was a race where I thought Eduardo absorbed a lot of pressure and was still there at the finish over the 1100. I just think over 1,000 meters he might just be able to hang on.
Yeah, and let me just add to what I've said that. Sometimes, would you not agree, when it looks like it's just going to be suicidal pace,
There's none.
2 or 3 of them elected to drop off that good speed,
They got mines
and
on
they
the
walk. And then if that happens, I want to be on the lead here. Because if Eduardo gets a soft lead from 1, he'll win.
Yeah.
I'm doing my synopsis and my whatever around a good early tempo. Race 8, Fan Stakes, Group 2, Whack Rage over the mile. Speed map, please.
I'm back fast. Trap for Fools, very disappointing last start, but he's got the ability to lead, and I guess he's led around sort of Moonee Valley before. Homesman's another one that's going to push forward. There's not much speed in this race, so Best of Days can also push forward. Bo Balmain and 50 Stars are probably other, but it really sets up well for, if Homesman should be fit enough, and it should alpha them. Is that what you say? You like to alpha things? Talk about alpha.
I think
Homesman should try and alpha this field.
I think
Holmesman
is ridden by an alpha in Benny Gladrapnell. I think the horse is an alpha itself. I think from 13, the 2 alphas will combine and cross and lead and control this race. And if that's not the work, even if the fence is off, he'll be one horse off.
Yeah.
It's the most likely winner of this race, Homesman.
It sort of gives me nightmares.
Best of Days.
I thought it was really good last start.
Yeah, but I'd hate the map. For it.
Well, what do you think? So if Homesman's bullish early, surely Willow's a big thinker. I think he can push forward.
Yeah, but not only is Ben Mel one of them think going to Gladra, the other one's a stopwatch. Did you see what he did last week to Pibby?
Did he have a bad weekend? Did he?
Oh no. It was just like sectionally perfect.
Who didn't get Willow last weekend? Was it? Yeah. Anyway, he is brilliant, Craig, and he'll bounce back. I think it's another one of the big chances.
I thought Surprise Baby is an exciting prospect in this race, as is the Chosen One. Chosen One's probably too short for me though, but I think they're the sort of horses on the up. I think Mr. Marathon Man and Bo Balmain both could improve, especially Mr. Marathon Man with a much softer map than it had last start. It's a sneaky, but I think there's 2 that you're pretty keen on here, Scooty Boy. Angles. Deep thinking, profile building, Rick Flaster.
I thought the Chosen One was I think that might be just B grade form. It's going to pick off a race, but I just don't see it at this level. It had that form around Dealmaker and that sort of Brisbane Winter Carnival and just the run below. I went looking for it because I love Angles, as you say.
Just saying, it was watching like, the commentators speaking German.
Swahili.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah, so the horse that we're sort of talking about there off the video is Nerfborsk. He ran okay in a bunch finish behind a horse called Hunting Hound in the Pre-Nel. And they started to, well, that's in France.
It's good.
I love France.
Great analysis.
He's a nice sort of, nice grey looking
Progressive
fella.
stayer.
Yeah, he's a progressive stayer. Sorry, a bit itchy nose there, but I thought he was really good behind Mystic Journey the other day. He did enough for a stay looking for a Caulfield Cup sort of trip. Found Holmesman for the Caulfield Cup prior to, or around about this same time last year.
Yeah.
He sort of hit the front and sort of just had a bit of a think about it, and I think Benny was steering that day, and it was just horrific. I think I took 50s Holmesman. So a horse like Nerfborsk, I really think that's a good spec bet for the Caulfield Cup. The other horse that might be a little bit more forward was Yulong Prince. It's coming out of a weaker race, and it stays at the mile, but it's probably got the, I think it's a Group 1 winner in South Africa, and it could run, a bit of a surprise race. But
where are we rating the Group 1s in South Africa? Like, is there like a Group 1 in Adelaide?
A lot of good jockeys from South Africa.
Some of the best.
Some of the best.
Some of the absolute best.
But when you think about that, and then you think about Holmes, and you think Holmes and pushing forward, he's got too much class for them. But I guess Nerfborsk is the spec bet.
It's exciting race. It is an actually exciting, like, staying race.
Well, it's a funny one. It's exempt. Once you win this, you're exempt, and you get into the Cox playoff. It's just odd timing that it's
good that
now.
This racing's like getting good. It's just there's been a lot of numbers running around.
Yeah.
This is a race that I already can't wait to review, let alone bet into.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm excited for this race.
I'm happy for you.
Race 9, Scotty. 600 metres. I've just written good luck here.
It feels like a quick show. Maybe it's because of the notes.
I think it's also like the quality of this production we've lifted.
Am I doing the speed map race 9?
You're doing everything race 9. I think you've got rocks in the head if you're interested in betting in race 9.
Yeah, well, we like it, don't we? Race 9, 1600 metre handicap. Dr. Drill's probably likely leader. Love Shack Baby's there. Strike Force. Goldfields out wide. Really interesting race. You got
top of the range is in this race. $61. Top of the range is like I used to date this bird, Hales. If you're watching,
sorry,
you pick her up in the car. She's a glamour.
You used to date a girl called Chaos.
Hales.
Oh, Hales.
Yeah, you pick her up. She was Group 1 weight for age, but 9 times out of 10 she was not sweet.
Right.
This horse, if it's right,
yeah,
this prep will fucking brain these horses. Top of the range is a proper horse. It almost beats Surprise Baby, who we're interested in backing in the good race.
So what's it got to do with the ex-girlfriend?
No, it's all like watching parade, and I read it.
Right. So, okay. Yeah.
So
now
I'd see her and go,
oh wow,
tonight's going to be good.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, why have I come here?
Oh, Jesus. So, okay, so Dico likes top of the
I
range.
don't like the race, but if I had to bet, it would be top of the range. Just a spec at $61 that the horse might be right.
Yeah.
Because it's got an immense ability.
Yeah, Dr. Drills obviously could get a loose lead. I thought Lucky for All's interesting from the Mick Price yard. First start for him. It's well publicised how much ability, and it started on the odds, a fair few times. Like this might be a time that you can get a bit of money out of it. I thought Vox Stock and Barrel was good last start, and I thought Vinland was an interesting one. If they push forward early, it might be a good chance. But if they go back, I think $5 is very, very short. I think I've wrote it's a mounting yard race here, so I guess
it is.
I'm getting your
I'm not. I like
yard.
these races. I've got no opinion on it. I'll get a real good read on where the track is. I'll get the map right, and I'll try and back something big.
Right. So best
I
roughie.
won't be backing a favourite. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
The race looks fucked.
Best roughie and lay Victory Kingdom. I've got as my best bet. I think it looks like a set-up job for the David Hayes yard. I thought the roughie was probably winner in race 2. It was a great run. It's a muddling race, that one, and $26. Ben Allen's good enough for me. Ben Allen rides at Moonee Valley.
Outstanding rider.
Really good little rider. And well, they're all good. And the later day.
No, they're not. Some of them are big. Like Jamie Mott's big.
He's big.
Is Jamie Mott put in the pre-season?
Arnold was big.
Like a lot of them are taller than Walshy. Put it that way.
And I thought the lay of the day was
So they're all about 20 kilos lighter than him. That 20's probably not fair. 30,
Well,
40.
Walsh just needs to get off the KFC, doesn't he?
Oh, I saw all of his mates down at the shopping centre. I don't know if I should name where it was, but there were all these beautiful options. Subway,
Yeah.
bit of Vietnamese,
Yeah.
healthy options.
Yeah.
The KFC, it looked like the front of a gig was about to start.
Jesus.
I was just waiting for that, like, 61.
Yeah, some of our good mates, shout out to Roscoe and Juppy and Matt Taylor, Dream Team Matt up there. That they're all big KFC advocates. So I can't.
I don't mind the Colonel from time to time, but at the food court at the shops, just I feel like if you're going to enjoy KFC, which no knock if you do,
Yeah.
it needs to be via your car,
Yeah.
so you can just sort of go and get it and fuck off.
Yeah.
You don't want to sort of sit down and with other people.
Nah.
Not sweet.
Nah, I agree. Yeah, I sometimes do that. Sometimes I get hungry jacks, and I'm too embarrassed to sort of eat in front of anyone else. So I just eat in the car.
Silver eats at home if you want.
Couldn't eat.
Anyway, so your best is Victory Kingdom, your value is
Winner.
the winner, and your lay of the day is the Holy One.
Yeah, I'll take a Linda.
I'll lay Deprive in whichever race it's in. I agree, the Holy One though. My best bet, and I'm very, very keen, punters. I'm happy to bet now. I'm not normally that keen on the show, but race 3, number 8, King of Leo Grant's Moral will win.
Wow.
Value bet, race 4, number 11, the Real Deal, just a bit of a spec at $34 each way. I think there's value all over the card and I can't wait to get there. Speaking of that, we've got Mounting Yard Mail from the Valley and from Royal Randwick. Head to themailbag.com.au if you want late mail, betting advice, accountable betting advice, long-term winning betting advice, plus Mounting Yard report on the key runners.
Yeah, Dicko's on fire at the moment. He's absolutely in the eye of the storm. He's seeing them better than anyone at the moment. So fingers crossed that it continues for him.
Okay, not that we believe in God, Allah, or Buddha, or any of them. But anyway, that's it for the show. If you've had enough, you can tune out right now. We're going to get into some viewer questions, just a couple. And we're not going to ask the misogynist pig one from Jonathan. First question comes from Lockie Newman. Question for the boys. You often talk about, launching into a bet when you found one you like. I was wondering how aggressive a launch bet would be in terms of percentage bankroll. Whatever bankroll strategy you go with, please share if you can.
So I can answer this one. I could probably have, like smaller bets that I'd just be sort of betting in races. So I guess, for example, a race like race 9 out of the yard, or a race like race 2, which is like sort of the winner race. Like I might have let's call it a 1 unit bet there, but there's some opportunities that I see rarely, and I'm saying probably there might be 6 of these bets a year, and sometimes I could have 10 units or even up to sort of like 20 times that unit. Those bets I find don't come around that often. I find them 3 days out. Sometimes I'm looking for more market support, other times I'm not. And those bets usually come to me within looking at the race in 10 minutes, and I literally can't stop thinking about that bet that night, the next morning, and I'll think about that bet and it'll be on my mind, and I'll just keep going deeper and deeper into the race, into the tapes, into the data, and I'll just launch and declare. Yeah. That's me launching. So, and I'll usually bet early. I'll bet once, twice, 3, and then probably 4 times. I might have backed it 4 or 5 times over 3 days, but the ones that it's like an itch that you can't stop scratching, they're the best. That's where I launch. But it's rare. Like it's so rare, and the markets are so right a lot of the time. And there was one on Derby Day last year that I was itching for, and they just don't come around that often. There was one about a month ago that I really, really liked. It came off, and then I've sort of noticed with once I sort of hit sort of like more than 10 times a unit, I'm very accurate, but I just rarely pull the trigger.
Yeah, but you got to keep turning over at the same time.
Yeah, so it's a tricky one. So but then if you're just going to bet race to race, you got to pull your stake right down, because if you try and bet too big and overstake, you'll go poor really, really quick.
Yeah, well, for me, all my products are exactly what I do. I might bet more after or less after and change my position after I've sent them. Like from the mounting yard, I've got 5 more minutes, or from a movers bet, I've got days, you know. For the movers, I bet to win about 10 units almost every time. Sometimes I'll bet up and it's more price dependent. So if I'm sure, I might be betting to win, I normally bet to win say 10 units, I might bet to win 20 because I'm sure the horse is going to halve in price.
Yeah.
So you can do whatever you want with the information the guys supply it, and I'll do whatever I want.
You just got to always factor the price. So when I say that, I like a horse and I'm launching, I think that the price just appeals to me.
Yeah, so with King of Land of Grass, I'll bet to win 10 and I'll probably do it 3 times. And I'll know that I've got 3 times on. Might go 2, 2.5, because if it goes out, I want to be able to keep betting. Because I think at some point the race is going to look the winner and it's going to shorten in play on betfair.com.au dramatically. And the more I've risked, the more cautious I'll be in my strategy to go out.
Yeah.
I think that the narrative around bankroll management and percentage of bankroll which you cop at all when you get into this game is a myth and is bullshit. You've either got ability or you don't, and the fastest way to find out is to bet a lot of your bankroll. So you can handle variance and handle how much you're willing to risk by putting in-play lays in down to like $1.10 on Betfair, for example. Like 5%, 4%, it's just, like, I couldn't do the maths anyway.
If you're going to bet, and that's the thing, like if you're going to bet, you need to vary, like the more races that you bet into, the more that you have to vary your staking. So if you're going to sit out there and try and have a bet or want to have a bet,
I've personally been going well for a while, and say I haven't, for example, deposited much ever for a long time into my Betfair account. So, and I'm very aggressive with my bankroll, but I've probably not done enough. Because really, I should be having times where I've got a deposit.
Yeah.
But I could have been betting so much smaller if I was doing like some of the shit you read. I think
so
you've either got ability or you don't, especially when you're like getting a hobbyist into a professional. You want to know if you're good enough or not. You don't want to trick yourself.
Yeah, so like if you look at Duco's movers product, sorry, not the movers, the mounting yard mail. I think the biggest ever unit size I've seen on that is maybe 5 units on the mounting yard stuff. But then if he's betting outside the market, I guess part of his like proportional staking is that he has on some of these big ruffles.
So
it might be like 0.25 units, or you might have just half a unit. So there's a really big spread in how much you're having on these horses.
Yeah, well, we had 0.25 on sort of just
the Elton Zara
Crystal Dreamer last Saturday, because I didn't think Vega Magic was right. So I'm happy to bet for the race.
Yeah.
I'll back Lucifer's Reward. Obviously, this is when it's good. It's not always good. We backed Lucifer's Reward yesterday, had a whole unit on it to win 16 or 15 units. That's more than I normally will bet to win, but I was harsh again. I really didn't believe in the favourite. So I green light, red light the races that when I do the form.
Yeah.
And it was a green light race. I was ready to bet.
Yeah, if you can find a false favourite and you're bullish another runner, that's a really good time to launch a horse.
Okay, next question. I think that's probably the best answer we've ever given. TC, and Lockie, get in touch with me. Message me on Twitter if you do. Also, whatever product you want for the weekend. TC, what do you boys do with SP profiles? How much do you consider it when framing a market? This week I'm looking at exhilarates, which was around $7 first up, now $2.50 range. Scooty, it's a great question.
Yeah, great question. I think my answer there is you've got to treat each race on its merits. So I guess there's a lot of tricks and different like the horse placement and stuff like that. So the 240s could still be value for exhilarates, and I guess the market might have underestimated exhilarates last start because it was coming off a couple of unsuitable wet or heavy tracks. I thought it was over the odds. I've heard of the Waterhouses repricing races after the race is run to correct, I guess, SP error. And that's something that a lot of people have spoken about for a long time, but I'm not obviously privy to exactly how Robbie Waterhouse does it. I think you can find really good opportunities when a horse has a really good run in a strong race off a big SP, and the SP profile can be a bit misleading. So I think you got to apply it to each race is a different scenario, but if something is sort of odds on and even money, and it finishes in the top 3 and it gets beaten and it comes out to another suitable race, you have to give that horse serious consideration. I think I've seen Dano drop stats around that and what happens sort of at the next few starts, and you could probably work them on the punting form system and figure out what happens with shorties in the market, but definitely it warrants attention. But yeah, I don't think there's a blanket rule for every race.
I'm just having massive dramas here with my fucking internet.
Well, the answer won't be on the internet.
Well, to talk about that race. So, the SP profile is relevant to the race. So, if there's another horse in the Exhilarates race, which I'd love to check so I can tell you, that has a much shorter SP profile from a similar strength race, then it's $7 is relevant more to its $2.50.
Yeah, well, I guess Pinsec was probably the horse that came out. I can have a quick look for you because my internet's still sweet, but...
So, the SP profile is essentially the markets, the whole world's opinions into a percentage, into the truth of what would happen if the race is run 1,000 million times.
Yeah.
So it's very, very relevant and it's a very valuable tool. You can almost, I use it a lot.
So if you've got a horse like Pinsec was $13 and Exhilarates was $6, so I would have thought that Exhilarates probably should have been, it was $6 or around $7 I think the totes paid. I thought Exhilarates was probably really a $4 chance, and then I guess the SP sort of profile lines up here again because Pinsec's sort of around the $8, so I think that's still pretty fair.
What price would Absolute Flirt be here? You know what I mean? It'll be like $4, and it's coming off a $12 SP or whatever.
Yeah,
it's a strong race it's coming from, and it wasn't overly suited in what it did too. So the strength in the way that it won, it's going to be probably more suited than it was that start, and Pinsec wasn't overly suited there, but I don't think it will be again here.
Yeah, I thought it was a good run last start. Pinsec last time, but given I guess where it's going to be on the map, it's going to be very back fence. You don't need to back it early. It's going to drift from the $8. I would have thought. Those positions are probably where you want to take on horses.
Yeah, I think that's enough for that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think so. What else is on the script there, mate?
No, just one from Multi, and I said neither would go you.
I think was that the last question?
So both of you guys, if you get in touch with me directly on Twitter, I'll set you up with a whatever you want this weekend.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, I've just seen Jonathan's question, and we're not going to do something. So.
We'll get in trouble.
Yeah, we'll have to. All right, thanks guys. Good luck at the Valley. Spring racing. Check out Betfair, especially with Dicko's mounting out mail. The markets are super tight at Betfair late doors. The last 20 minutes, all the action happens on Betfair. So check us out.
Hope you enjoyed. Have a good weekend. Bye bye.